The Stoics believed you don't control the world, but you can control how you show up in it. In this video, we're not just fixing mornings, we're reclaiming your mindset, your discipline, and your peace. These 5 Stoic habits are simple, powerful, and designed to help you wake up with clarity, confidence, and calm. If you're ready to take control of your mindset and build a better life, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. Let's grow together. Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. In a world that's always pulling us in different directions, telling us how to feel, how to act, and what to chase, imagine having the ability to stay grounded, calm, and genuinely happy, no matter what's happening around you. That kind of inner peace, it's not just rare, it's life-changing, and it doesn't come from controlling the world. It comes from mastering something far more powerful, your own mind. Stoicism isn't just ancient philosophy, it's a practical guide to building emotional strength, staying grateful, and creating a more meaningful life. And this isn't about history, it's about you to right now. This is for anyone feeling burned out by modern life, anyone craving peace in the middle of the noise, anyone wondering if ancient wisdom still matters. And today, it might just change everything for you. Let's break down 5 powerful Stoic habits that can reshape your mornings and your mindset. Own your morning, own your life. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, believed that our lives should be lived with intention. They weren't fans of randomness or drifting through the day without purpose. Every action, they taught, should be a reflection of inner discipline and self-awareness. And that mindset, it doesn't just start in the morning, it begins the night before. Let's face it, how you end your day is how you'll start the next. If your night is chaotic, filled with endless scrolling, late-night snacking, or jumping between YouTube videos, it's no surprise that your morning feels groggy and unmotivated. Your mind, just like your body, needs a chance to decompress, reset, and prepare. Instead of treating your evenings as leftover time, treat them as the foundation of tomorrow. Think of it like this. Would you start a race without stretching first? Then why start your day without prepping the night before? Try these intentional evening habits. Wind down with a book instead of screen time. Fiction, biography, or philosophy, it doesn't matter. Just let your brain switch to a calmer gear. Your morning begins the night before. Finish dinner at least an hour before bed. Give your body the chance to digest and unwind. Start preparing for sleep by 10 p.m. Make this your signal, your time to slow down, reflect, and reset. If last night you went to bed at midnight, tonight, aim to get to bed earlier. Don't wait for motivation. Build the habit. Put away all devices right after dinner. Your brain isn't designed to process endless information late at night. Step away from the screen and step into a calming routine. Create a sleep-friendly environment. Dim the lights, make your room cool and quiet. Maybe even play calming music or light a candle. You're not just going to sleep. You're setting the stage for tomorrow's success. You don't have to make this perfect from day one. In fact, the first few days might feel uncomfortable. You'll want to check your phone. You might not fall asleep immediately. But push through because this is for you. This is for your future self, the one who wakes up energized, focused, and ready to live with purpose. Practice a short meditation. Even 5 minutes of mindful breathing can lower your cortisol levels and signal your body that it's safe to rest. These aren't chores, they're investments in your well-being. Because here's what the Stoics really believed. You can't control how the world greets you tomorrow, but you can control how you meet it. So prepare with care, because when you rise with clarity and purpose, you're not just waking up, you're showing up. Wake like a warrior, the Stoic art of rising with intention. The first decision you make each morning isn't just when to wake up, it's whether you'll lead your life or follow it. For the Stoics, self-mastery wasn't found in grand declarations, but in small, consistent actions repeated over time. Waking up at the same time every day, that's not just a habit, it's a daily oath. A quiet, unshakable commitment to discipline over drift. Marcus Aurelius didn't write meditations in a cozy villa. He journaled in battle camps, amidst political turmoil while governing an empire. Yet he reminded himself, at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I am rising to do the work of a human being. He wasn't just talking about duty, he was pointing to something deeper. Waking up is the first choice of the day. Make it yours. Why consistent wake-ups matter. Modern life tempts us to sleep late, to hit snooze, to drift. But a consistent wake-up time grounds you. It says, I am the one steering this day, not circumstance, not comfort. Imagine your morning not beginning in a rush, but with a quiet tea before the world stirs, a few moments of reflection on your values, the stillness before demands begin. This isn't luxury, it's sovereignty over your mind. The Stoics believed in building character through repetition. A single push-up doesn't build strength. Repeated push-ups do. The same goes for consistency. One early morning won't transform your life, but 100 will. This is about more than a morning. It's about becoming someone who keeps promises to themselves. When it gets hard, and it will. Let's be honest, some mornings will test you. You'll want to stay in bed. Your room will be warm. The darkness outside won't inspire action. But those are the mornings that matter most. That's when you whisper to yourself, comfort is fleeting. Character is forever. Every day you choose consistency over comfort. You're quietly building resilience. Set an anchor intention the night before. Not just I'll wake up at 6, but why it matters. Tomorrow, I rise early to guard the peace of my morning and sharpen my mind. Build a wind-down ritual. Instead of scrolling late into the night, light a candle. Read a few lines from Seneca. Prepare your mind for rest like a warrior sharpens his sword before battle. Let light be your ally. Leave your curtains slightly open. Let nature be your alarm clock. The Stoics valued aligning with nature. This is a small, symbolic way to do just that. Cut off choice in the morning. Your alarm shouldn't start a negotiation. When it rings, you rise. No questions, no deals, just action. Remember, you're not waking up for today. You're waking up for who you're becoming. Waking up consistently isn't about being a morning person. It's about being a disciplined person, a present person, a purpose-driven person. And like the Stoics taught, character is shaped in moments just like these. Not when it's easy, but when it's hardest to act and you still choose to rise. So tomorrow when the bed pulls at you and your mind whispers, just 5 more minutes, answer with action. Stand up, step forward, start your day, your way. Grace within discipline, the Stoic art of taking it easy on yourself. In a world where hustle is glorified and perfection is demanded, slowing down, especially with yourself, can feel like weakness. But in truth, it's one of the greatest strengths you can cultivate. Discipline without grace is just tyranny. Yes, the Stoics talked about resilience, structure, and virtue. Yes, they encouraged us to rise early, to master our impulses, and to live deliberately. But they were also wise enough to know this. You are not a machine. You are a human being with rhythms, fluctuations, and imperfections. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't be ashamed to be helped. It is your nature to need assistance." And sometimes that help must come from within, from a gentler version of yourself. Let's say you're trying to build a new morning ritual. Maybe you want to wake up at 6 a.m., drink warm water, journal, or go for a walk. You set your alarm with high hopes, and then you snooze 3 times and wake up groggy at 8:12. It happens, not because you're lazy, not because you lack discipline, but because you're human and your brain is hardwired to seek comfort and familiarity. What happens next is what defines you. Not the slip, but the response to the slip. Do you spiral into negative self-talk? Or do you say, all right, that didn't go as planned. Let me try again tomorrow. That second voice, that calm, measured response, is the voice of a Stoic. Seneca wrote, no man is crushed by misfortune unless he has first been deceived by prosperity. In other words, setbacks are part of the terrain. Expect them. There will be mornings when your willpower falters, when your mind pulls you back under the covers, when discipline feels far away. In those moments, choose patience over punishment. You are building something that takes time, a mind that can bend without breaking. You miss your morning meditation? Use the car ride to work as a moment of silence. Forgot to journal? Reflect while folding laundry or brushing your teeth. Slept in? Cut yourself some slack and commit to an early night instead of spiraling in guilt. These aren't excuses. They're adaptive responses. You're staying in motion without force. That's stoic flexibility, not failure. Taking it easy isn't the enemy of growth. It's the soil. It grows from true stoicism isn't cold. It's clear. It sees human nature as it is and works with it, not against it. Self-compassion doesn't mean you abandon your goals. It means you hold space for yourself to grow into them. Every new morning is a new starting line, not a scoreboard. Being a morning person or a focused person or a disciplined person, it all begins not with brute force, but with clarity and compassion. So as you build the life you want, leave room for rest, speak kindly to yourself, recommit each day without dragging yesterday's weight behind you. You are not failing, you are learning. And that, as every Stoic knew, is how wisdom is born. Accept what you cannot control. There is a quiet kind of strength in letting go, not the kind that walks away out of defeat, but the kind that stands calmly in front of what cannot be changed and says, "This is not mine to carry." The Stoics called this discernment, the clear recognition of what lies within your influence and what does not. At the heart of Stoic practice is this division of power. You control your choices, your judgments, your actions. You do not control other people, outcomes, or the course of nature. Epictetus often reminded his students, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. The modern world pulls us in the opposite direction. We obsess over outcomes, who approves of us, what others decide, how events unfold. But the Stoic is trained to retreat to the inner citadel, a place within that remains untouchable by external storms. Think of it this way. The weather may ruin your plans, but how you respond, yours alone. A person may betray your trust. Their action is theirs. Your forgiveness or restraint, entirely yours. You may fail despite hard work, but your effort, your intention, remains your victory. A Stoic parable often told is that of the archer. The archer prepares with care, aligns the bow, breathes with focus, and releases the arrow with precision. But once the arrow leaves the string, the result is out of their hands. Wind, movement, chance all play a role. What the Stoic archer owns is the preparation and the release, not whether the target is hit. In your life, the same principle applies. You study for the exam. The grade is not yours to control. You speak the truth. Whether it is accepted is not up to you. You show up with love. How it's received is beyond your grasp. This is not passivity. It is clarity. Accepting what you cannot control is not resignation. It is liberation. The energy you once wasted in frustration becomes fuel for what truly matters. Your character, your conduct, your choices. Seneca wrote, "A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not." This is not about having low expectations. It's about having rooted expectations, grounded not in fantasy, but in what life actually offers: change, loss, impermanence, and opportunity. When the fire consumes burns bright anyway, imagine a potter shaping clay into a vessel. A crack appears, the shape shifts. The potter does not curse the crack, he works with it. Maybe he creates a different form. Maybe it becomes more beautiful because of it. This is how we must treat the unexpected. Not as enemies, but as raw material. Obstacles are not blockades, they are tools. What you throw on a fire, Marcus Aurelius wrote, becomes fuel for the flame. So when someone leaves, when plans collapse, when life turns on its axis, let it. But don't let it shake who you are. Be the fire that transforms. Each day offers 100 chances to practice this surrender. A delay in traffic that tests your patience. an unexpected rejection that shakes your ego, a changing schedule that derails your plan. The Stoic doesn't meet these moments with complaint. They meet them with presence. Instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" they ask, "What can I choose here?" Even a silent breath in the face of frustration is a victory. To accept what you cannot control is not to lower your guard. It is to reclaim your peace. It is to stop fighting the river and instead steer your raft with skill, knowing the currents are not yours to command. It is to know that you are not powerless, but powerful in a narrower, deeper sense, in how you respond, in what you become, in whether you keep your inner light unshaken. In a world full of noise, chaos, and uncertainty, this acceptance is not surrender. The role of a reliable ally in a self-improvement. We often think of discipline as a solitary pursuit, waking early, mastering our thoughts, showing up when no one is watching. And while Stoicism does emphasize individual responsibility, it also reminds us that we are social beings, made to grow in community, not isolation. A human being is part of a whole, Marcus Aurelius reflected, and what is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee. In other words, we are not made to struggle alone. Accountability is not weakness. It is wisdom. When we choose to share our goals with someone else, someone who challenges us to live according to our highest values, we are not outsourcing discipline. We are reinforcing it. An accountability partner, in the Stoic sense, is not merely a motivator. They are a mirror for virtue. They help us stay true when our will wavers, recenter when we drift into comfort or excuses, see ourselves with clarity, not flattery, not judgment, but truth. Journaling, meditating, or pursuing any form of daily practice aligned with reason, these are not just habits. They are exercises in living a life of intention, the very kind the Stoics aspired to. Epictetus spoke of training like athletes of the mind, strengthening our moral character through action. A training partner in this regard, someone who also seeks the good, the rational, the just, becomes an essential part of your journey. You keep each other anchored when emotions surge. You hold one another to a standard not imposed by the world, but chosen freely by your own logos, your inner guiding reason. Seneca once said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." He did not mean perfect people. He meant those committed to the path of virtue, even when they fall short. This kind of partner helps you recognize blind spots in your habits or a mindset, distinguish between what's within your control and what isn't. Stay oriented toward progress, not perfection. You are not accountable for outcomes, only for effort. But effort is easier to sustain when shared in honest dialogue. Seek someone who values clarity of thought, inner discipline, and the pursuit of self-mastery, not in idle but in quiet, consistent effort. This could be a friend trying to lead a more mindful life, a colleague aiming to rise early and read philosophy, a sibling learning to control their impulses and reactions. Set clear intentions together. Decide when to check in. Choose how to hold each other to your standards, not with pressure, but with integrity. Let it be a space of honesty and mutual elevation, where setbacks are not shameful, but opportunities to practice patience and recommitment. The Stoics engaged in dialogue to refine thought and cultivate virtue. Your accountability check-ins can become a space like that, a shared forum of reasoned exchange. Discuss what helped you stay grounded this week. Where did you act contrary to your values? How will you respond differently next time? In this way, your partnership becomes less about goals and more about philosophical alignment, a shared effort to live deliberately, not reactively. To live in accord with nature, as the Stoics teach, is to live according to reason, virtue, and the order of things. And part of that natural order is connection, honest, supportive relationships that call us to be our better selves. So yes, rise early, reflect, build routines, but also remember this: what stands in the way becomes the way, Marcus wrote. And often the weight of that obstacle becomes easier to carry, not because it changes, but because someone is lifting with you. This is not dependence. This is shared strength. This is stoicism in action. Change doesn't happen overnight. It happens every morning you choose to show up, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable. These habits aren't about being perfect. They're about building momentum, step by step, choice by choice. So as you move forward, remember, you have everything you need within you to build the life you want. All it takes is consistency, patience, and the decision to begin. If this video helped you in any way, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share it with someone who needs a little push today.